Did we get it? I think we got it.
Hello.
Hey.
We are live.
Still figuring this thing out. Wow, that was
we
fun.
ran into a little bit of technical difficulties just right now.
Yeah, don't look too much at the fireplace. There's no beautiful fire in there. It's just a
It's
hole.
really warm today.
So. it's super extra warm today. Hey, Mr. Sadie, you're first in the line. Right behind you is Mike Seller. Hey, great to see you.
Hey,
both.
guys.
Hope you guys are having a good one tonight.
Yeah, so we are enjoying some lemonade this evening. And it is a little warm, so we have it on some nice ice, and it's feeling real good right now.
Hey, good evening, Scott, Stevens and Associates. And then Stoic Reseller, hey, good to see you too. Third, hey, you know what? It's not a race. Awesome. It's not a race, you guys. It's just us. It's just us here. Freya, hey, Freya, good evening.
Good evening, Freya.
So we have some good news to report. Thanks to the success of our resale business, we have finally been able to fulfill a dream of ours. And that is, we were finally able to buy a boat. And actually,
finally, the work has paid off.
Yeah, it's going to take a little work, but we think it's going to turn out really good.
She doesn't have a great track record.
Yeah, the name is not great. Thinking about changing it. But again, a mission accomplished is all I got to say. I think we're going to really stick the landing on this one. It's going to be awesome. Just picked up this beauty
We're doing
today.
a little show and tell.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that's
I'm not very good at keeping it in camera though.
This will be the thumbnail. It's like, thanks to reselling, we'll have a great track record. It's gonna be awesome.
You haven't even told them what it is.
What? Oh, it's a model kit. Yeah. I think they can tell it's a model kit, but yeah.
I wouldn't be able to figure that out.
Yeah. So again, we primarily focus on clothing, but we're pretty opportunistic when stuff comes along. And
so
like go Jack Scott. Oh, that's funny. And so yeah, we picked up a bunch of these model kits. Though that they have
so are
these
like vintage?
Yeah, these are vintage. So this is like an old school Magnum PI Rebel model kit and everything.
It even has Tom Selleck on there.
Hey, Record Crate. I want to make sure we don't miss anybody coming in. So we got Stoic. Hey, Gina V. I'm not sure if we said hi, but welcome. So good to see Record Crate spinning them up. That's so cool to see you on here
Silver
too.
Hair says happy Perky evening. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Perky evening. That is hilarious. For anybody that doesn't know the joke, I like the fact that Silver Hair Stacker and their crew, that they call us what, Perky Perkville? I forget what it was, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, good evening, Spam Banshee. Hope you guys are having a nice evening.
They said we're a little too preppy and perky for them.
I know.
Silver Hair hasn't given up on us
yet. But they're still cool. Yeah. They still come and help us out and show up. That's rocking. So I'm king of the world. That is so great.
Good evening, Gina.
I don't know any good lines for Magnum PI, though. I think I got to go back and revisit it. If I find like an old school like A-team model though, that'll definitely go in here after the discussion.
Oh yeah, I just saw.
Hey, we got Ryan, Jared Care 1964. Jen, it's so good to see you.
Hi, Jen.
That's rocking.
We saw your comments this morning that you did make it, so that was cool.
Yeah. So one thing we're trying to figure out.
Ryan.
We also picked up another model that we thought was very small when we were bidding on it, and we didn't pay very much for it, which was nice. But the thing turned out to be huge, and we're trying to figure out exactly what to do with this thing. It's metal. It's
quite
like
large.
Old school. The thing's legit.
It's a car kit.
Super heavy and crazy big. So
also the box is kind of slightly falling apart, but it is pretty cool. We just picked these up today, so we haven't really had a chance to, especially that one is opened, go through it and check it out, but it seems pretty cool.
That is so funny. Silver Hair, perkiness from Perkyville, the most upbeat couple in the world. Definitely not the most upbeat couple in the world.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We're trying to keep it going. That's really funny.
We're trying to stay positive, but yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie. Yeah, it's so cool. Actually, it's awesome seeing a few people in there say that they love models. So
yeah, that's really cool. This is definitely kind of
I got a whole bunch of all these things, so we're trying to sort them out right now.
Yeah, that's for Doug's specialty. I know nothing about models, and I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. Because I just don't understand them, but Doug gets them and he likes them. So
yeah, this one I'm going to build myself. I love this Ford GT Mark II.
Okay, that thing is cool actually.
This one looks really fun. So that one I'm going to build for myself and put up on the shelf.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, we're not going to do show and tell the entire time, like going through every one of the different models we picked up, but they'll be starting to make their way towards the shop.
Okay, good.
Especially with figuring out.
Jen says that she loves seeing the models. Mr. Sadie says the same thing.
Yeah, some models. Yeah. Man, we might have a whole model building crew. It's like, wow, the channel just took a left turn there, totally unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnum PI one is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really fun. model kits and stuff. I remember doing that a lot as a kid.
If you're into them and if you do know how to build them, and they are really impressive. Some of the things that they can do with them, I appreciate them. I just know very little about them.
Mr. Sadie, that's smooth. I love anything cool. That's awesome.
Hey, Ben.
So I was on Titanic. Man, that water was cold. That was so much fun. That's great. So BitBoffo, I tried flipping models, but I didn't do that well. I had a bunch of planes, and I don't know the category. Yeah, so BitBoffo, our big problem too is that, you know, we're so used to shipping clothing. Everything we usually ship fits inside a just the
like 11 by 13 polymer.
I keep wanting to say first class, but it's the I keep wanting to say Premier. What's the word? The
Ground Advantage?
No, the what's the next one up? Somebody's gonna say it before we even Priority. Man, I couldn't think of Priority. Well, we're so out of it today. We're like way off. But yeah, so pretty much anything we ship fits in a Priority mailer, or every once in a while it's a little bit bigger and we can still get a Ground Advantage. But for a lot of these, it's kind of tricky because a lot of these actually have more heft to them than we were expecting. They are
deceitfully heavy.
I mean, how on earth are you gonna ship? How are you gonna ship that? You know, it's like
I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we're kind of at a stage right now. We're trying to avoid odd boxes, which makes these purchases hilarious. But yeah. So, anyways, well, hey, we're on here for the winning wrap up, and we're still new at this, but we're trying to make sure we zeroed in for what everybody's coming here for. But so hopefully everybody had some awesome wins that you can count today.
Yeah. So we're here to kind of give each other a high five, pat on the back sort of thing for what we accomplished today. I have not finished. I'll speak only for myself. I'm not finished accomplishing everything that I wanted to accomplish. We probably will continue working later tonight. I'm okay with that because today I have a lot more energy than I did yesterday, and I want to get things done. So I will be working until this evening. I have not gotten my listings up, my listing goal for today, but I did do the accomplishment of running and picking up our orders. These models were part of that. Took care of a lot of admin work and everything. So that's something I feel accomplished with. But like I said, my day is not over.
Yeah, I think we're both definitely in the same boat with that. That we right now, we brought in a ton of stuff that we're still sorting through and trying to get put in its right place so that we can get it listed quick. And one thing that was good, so on Sunday night, I was able to get a huge batch of clothing done, which was really helpful. So I've got a bunch of picks all lined up from that I'm going to get listed. And I've already started a bunch of them, but the first batch was a bunch of vintage St. John clothing. And that was something that was, even for us in the clothing, was kind of a new concept. But now we've seen that there's a huge demand for it for those that are really big fans of St. John. So
yeah, that's true.
That was one of those bolos where it's like, oh, that's worth a share for sure.
Okay, which boat was the Santa Maria? I'm having a hard time remembering.
That's
was that before?
Was that Christopher Columbus? Was the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria?
Okay. So then that's so who's okay. I figured I might
be mixing up my history.
No, I think that might be right. Because I'm like, Santa Maria, I know that boat, but which boat is that? Right. Yeah. Okay.
That's funny. I love that their crew is so hilarious. But it's hard for me even to keep track of all the jokes that fly back and forth so quick.
Yeah, they have a history that we just don't know about.
Yeah, and so I do agree with Mr. Sadie too that models used to be an odd ship, but Ground Advantage is a big help.
It is a big help.
I actually love the change that they made with ground shipment. That has been such a positive change for at least us in general.
And sometimes it can be frustrating because especially sometimes what ground is now to like send to South Florida, what it used to be with first class, it is more expensive, and that does irritate me sometimes, but I am impressed with the counterbalance of sometimes heavier packages, how they are cheaper than they were before. So it all balances out.
Yeah. So interesting. So notice what Stoic Reseller is saying too. Feel free if you have a second to go back to the chat, because I know I'm probably missing a bunch of stuff, but what Stoic Reseller just said really caught my attention. That's what I was looking at, yeah. About St. John is rough. Make sure the keywords are on point. Also try to pinpoint the fabric type. And so actually that's, you know what, that's really flexing your muscle there, Stoic Reseller. And we know you do a lot more clothing than we do. And clothing is our biggest category. But it's funny though, that like we've run into that issue that for St. John, they're really stingy when it comes to identifying the fabric type. Every once in a while, we'll get a clear indication of like wool or something specific.
We do sometimes stumble with the fabric type. That can be tricky.
Yeah. And what's interesting though is Like, oh yeah, and Biff Buffalo, to your point, St. John is good. St. John Bay is like terrible.
Yes. We learned that.
Yeah, that's like the Morona category, or like the Gloria Vanderbilt place in our brain is the St. John's Bay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that
so
bay makes a big difference.
you're gonna hear squeaky toy, just like our dog. It's funny, she never plays with the squeaky toys, and then when we sit down to do this, she's like, you know what? All the squeaky toys. Come here, you good girl. She's like, fine, if you guys aren't gonna give me attention, then I'm just gonna come on, a little bit more, there you. But so yeah, it's really kind of funny for us with St. John. We actually have a few now that follow our store specifically for St. John, probably because they know that we are still getting familiar with it and don't know what we're doing, and so they're like, cool, we'll get it from them for cheap because we sell it probably way under what it's actually worth.
A lot of times we'll do it, yeah.
And squeaky toys back.
Ah,
Come on, girl.
let's see. So
Now she wants to play tug of war.
yeah, great brand, but it's picky to follow. Oh, I don't know that line. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen Step Brothers. I don't know that line, that movie line.
Let's see.
I've definitely seen parts of it though. It is funny.
See, Spin Benchy. What's
Yeah.
the rest of it? Too dirty. St. John Bay is at Walmart. St. John and Nordstrom and up. Yeah, and so Stoic Reseller, for anybody that doesn't know, Stoic Reseller is really good in the clothing category. And so we've gained some really great tips from some of your videos there. Stoic for sure. And so again, too, we're kind of like everybody's little brother in the reselling community, that we're learning from a ton of you, and we're really glad to just be a part of it. But we're always happy though too to always be like, hey, you know what, we're new to the category, we're figuring stuff out, and you guys sharing those tips is super helpful for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys have just been amazing for the fact that it's like you guys are really generous. Hey, Josh Galt is here. That's so cool.
Josh.
Man, it's so
ya.
crazy. It's like we were watching their videos for forever, and then
I know.
we're like ninja watching in the background. She's really trying to get the toy from me.
She really does want it. Yeah. She's trying real hard.
Yeah, she could always know, like when something's going on. She's like, I must disturb. I must disturb. I must play. But yeah, hey, Josh Galt, it's so great to see you. But yeah, I mean, we just seen a bunch of names in the chat here that were like, we've been watching you guys for a long time. You've helped us out a ton, and you're here helping us out even more.
It is kind of like hosting a party and inviting people, and you're like, no one's gonna come, and then people come. You're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool. And so we're here, Stacker Party time. But yeah, and the squeaker toy's back. Just so you know, we're never gonna have a clean, successful live. All right. If you're wondering if we're like just regular folks, I think the squeaky toy.
You did say that we hit our 3-week mark. Our first video was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah. So actually, one thing that's kind of crazy, as of today, this marks pretty much exactly 3 weeks from when we did our very first video. And I mean, look, we got 18 folks in the chat. A few even people hit the thumbs up. That is just absolutely.
Oh, the cool people are here. This is awesome.
I know. We got Spam Primo, and I mean, this is just absolutely cool.
And Spam's giving alohas. This is really cool.
All right, we're getting it back on the productive train. So, oh yeah, I think you need to mod Spam. If you click on a name, it'll give you the option. Actually, we should totally let Spam mod. That'd be cool.
That is a good idea.
Let's go ahead here and.
It won't let us. Oh yeah, add as mod.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. There you go. All right, here. Let's see. Dude, I don't know. Let's start there and see.
We really have no idea.
That'd be really cool. And actually, we also you'll see Rose Mama in here every once in a while. She's also a moderator. But that's really cool. Automatically, they show up in chats. That's really cool, Josh. That's good to know. Hey, all right, Spam Benchy with the wrench. That is so, wow, just wild. But so anyways, it's a eBay YouTube tradition. That's good to know. If we see Rhiannon in here, we'll be sure to pay attention to that too. She hasn't shown up in the chat yet.
I don't think so. Yeah.
But well, that's really funny, Josh. Yeah, you guys have to show us the ropes. Again, we're new here. We're just happy to be here with everybody. And you know, when we share stuff, we're just sharing where we're at in the process. It's not necessarily anything to where we're like, hey, you should do what we're doing. But it's just to say, hey, we're doing this so far. It seems to be working out pretty good. But if you
I like Mike's comment.
Suggestions.
My dog is giving yours the eye, LOL.
That is absolutely hilarious.
If you guys have dogs, they might be able to hear the squeaker.
Yeah.
So that might be kind of exciting for your dogs.
Yeah. Oh, that happens all the time. If
when
like
she
something
hears
goes
them on
on,
TV, it's really funny. It's entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fun to have around, especially if there's like an emergency, like, you know, we're California, we have earthquakes. She always will run in. She's like, hey, I'm glad I found you. Now open the front door for me. And then she like takes off.
She's like, we gotta go. Let's handle this.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are standing around. We gotta get out of here. But anyway, so we want to keep it on the productive train though for everybody. So one thing that's been really good, we have gotten back in a great flow again with doing listings, which was really hard for us a few weeks ago when we were trying to get all of this rolling, because, and I'm sure so many of you, as we see in the chat, it's been amazing seeing you guys do the balance
Yeah.
of like you get a ton listed, ton out there, and you're also doing a lot of content where you're managing
It's
all of that.
impressive.
Yeah, it's super impressive because for us, we kept trying to switch back and forth, and it's really a challenge. I mean, we're definitely just trying to make sure that we focus first on the reseller side of it and everything. But this has been so exciting, and it's like the brand new toy. So that's been really cool. Oh, 6x6, busy day. Keep us on. Hey, 6x6. Thank you
Good
for even stopping
job.
in. We absolutely appreciate whenever we get to see you.
No, but that hustling mentality, it's hard to keep it going. So when you are on a good roll, man, keep that going.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I want to talk about too. So earlier we mentioned our sources and like not immediately bringing up the sources. And so I was watching a different video today, getting more education, where some people are like, what, we just don't feel comfortable when people are like gatekeeping for their good sourcing and all that stuff. And while we are going to be kind of private about some aspects of our sourcing, there's others that we're going to be happy to share. But the part we're private about is because we deal with the state sale companies, and they've requested from us just a level of discretion and everything. And so for those that they say like we don't want this to be shown.
So he used the terminology protective, but it's more respectful, because for the families that are involved with estate sales, whether or not they're just clearing a house out or moving or whatever, we want to be respectful of their privacy and their things. But on that note of estate sales, we were at an estate sale the other day, and we found this lovely, beautiful picture. So we're actually keeping this for ourselves, but we just, it's one of those things that when you are out and about, you of course are looking for your company, but every once in a while you do find little treasures that bring you joy. And this beautiful picture is going to bring us a lot of joy when we have our lemonades in it.
Yeah.
So we kind of just thought we'd do a little show and tell to kind of show you that.
The thing is,
it was fun,
crazy heavy and very sharp. And so
it is extremely heavy.
Hopefully that means something good. We don't know anything about crystal though, so we're trying to do some research on it.
This thing feels like it weighs 5 pounds.
Biff Buffalo, that'll hold a lot of Arnold Palmer. Well, somebody watched our video from earlier, and actually, guess what we're having right now? It's like we're gonna become like the Arnold. We're gonna be perky Arnold.
We do love Arnold Palmers.
But yeah,
this is actually kombucha and lemonade, so it's kind of an Arnold Palmer.
Oh, actually, I didn't even know it was in it because it felt a little bit
kombucha.
About kombucha-y. But
yes, you are going to make lovely Arnold Palmers.
Yeah, but so, and actually, Josh Go, you make a great point too. I think that entrepreneurship is 80% losing and 20% winning. You just need to make sure that those wins are outsized.
Yeah.
And actually I think you were probably on there like months before we got started with actually doing any kind of channel or anything. As a comment in one of Primo Chemo's videos, I just highlighted the fact that I'm like, you kind of been the people's champion. That, there's some people that have like come at you pretty hard, but you remained respectful. And what was really cool then is the fact that you kind of just leaned extra hard into it. You were very transparent. And that's why for so many of us, you kind of been the people's champion for the reality of reselling. And you've also been transparent with a lot of your numbers that just been very, very open about those challenges and everything in ways that even for us just getting started, we'd be nervous to share. And so we got nothing to be ashamed of. The business grew last year, but to be at that level and to share that is really helpful to the whole community.
It is. So. We always learn something when we're watching other people's videos, and when people are really very I want to say open but real. They're very real about the good things and the struggles. It's helpful.
And we're getting a lot of good advice even in the chat right now for. Oh yeah, it's spam badge. Can you imagine shipping that?
No, I can't.
The idea of like shipping crystal anymore. And when we first started, when we were gathering up everything, we picked up like a bunch of crystal stuff, and like right at the time, crystal just completely tanked. And so we're sitting around like all these very fancy like goblets and things. And we're like, well,
like
what are
if
we
someone broke into your house, you could use this as a weapon. I think it could knock somebody out.
I like what Biff Buffalo said too. I always get the In-N-Out Arnold Palmer. We do too.
We do too.
Yeah, we like the lemonade, but we don't want to
drink.
have like that much sugar, so we'll often like just do the combination. Yeah. Let's see here. So, and actually Biff Buffalo gave us some more great advice. Sometimes that cut glass has a hidden mark. You have to scrutinize it.
So I did look, and it was kind of hard because it doesn't really have any any markings, but
Yeah.
because of the quality of it, I kind of did feel like maybe it is some brand name or something.
Silverhair
I'll have to
Stacker,
check it
people's
out more.
champion. Nah, he's just a dude. Actually, you know what? All the best people that we love to follow would probably classify themselves as that, or at least be classified by those that they're close with. That they're just a dude.
Spam's comment, don't make me use my wrench.
That's
awesome.
hilarious, Silverhair. That's awesome. I was like,
That's a
yeah,
funny comment, Spam.
use that wrench, Spam. That's great. Let's see, Stoke Restart. Just keep it going. Keep the reason in front of your mind and build the motivation from there. Yeah, and you know that's just it too. We've been enjoying hearing for so many like why they got into reselling, what they're in it for now. And I mean, I think even for us, our purpose for reselling had changed. It literally started for us as cleaning out garbage. And now,
Not garbage.
well, not garbage, but I mean, hey, anything is garbage that you don't want in your house.
That's true. But
and at the time, we weren't thinking like,
don't
get
disrespect our
reselling.
customers who are actually buying it.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like they say about like it doesn't matter how pretty the flower is. Anything's a weed that doesn't belong in your garden.
That is true. Yeah.
But maybe it's a more nice way of saying it. Let's keep it perky for Silverhair there. But let's see here. Don't get a big head, Josh, until gold goes to 5,000. That's really funny. Having a fun little sidebar there. The mark isn't always in the bottom. Biff Buffalo said so. Yeah, we'll continue.
I'll try and check it out.
We just picked it up a day ago, so we definitely need to go ahead.
I haven't even watched it yet. No Arnold Palmers have been in it yet.
Yes, that's very true. Mr. Sadie, more of a Tom Collins guy myself. Yeah, that would be a whole separate topic if we end up going down that hole. All right, so Josh Galt, Spam Betchy, OL, Tom Todd. Oh, my eyes just gave out for a second. Ryan, I love antique glassware. It's mainly what I picked up this weekend yard selling. So yeah, and that's awesome. We like it as a category. It's just we keep getting ourselves into trouble with it. Where we're like, I think we're seeing good comps on this. It's going to be great, and then something weird happens. Either it becomes awkward to ship, and we like lose money on the shipping pretty bad, or it's just not a category people are interested in. So,
but if that is a category that you're having good success in, that's awesome, because some of the pieces you find, like this one, it was literally so gorgeous we couldn't pass it up. But like what Spam was saying, I didn't want to ship it, so that's why I was like, do I want this in my kitchen? Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Silverhair Spam, don't go there, my lady. I am your best smile friend. That's funny. That's funny. They're going back and forth, Silverhair and Mr. Sadie, about Spam using the wrench. That's absolutely great. Let's see here. Josh Gold is most likely 1970s crystal if it has that daisy wheel on the bottom. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
And Josh Gold is like.
So is this a daisy wheel? I mean, obviously it does look like a spinning wheel, but I don't know if this is specifically a daisy wheel. And if this is from the 1970s, even just for my own collection, that's really cool to know.
But yeah.
It even the ridge up at the top has cutting and edging in it. It's such a fun piece. We couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, Ryan, the positivity is what got me. They're great. Which channel are you speaking of? Is there another one we missed? Because we're like gathering up a list of channels that we've been enjoying watching. And speaking of which, too, how wild was that Zach Rios video that's like gone? Have you seen it yet? Maybe have we talked about this yet?
We haven't talked about it.
We don't talk about it unless we're on screen. We just never talk about it.
And especially today, I spent so much time
Landshark Picker.
Out and running errands that we haven't had too much time to talk yet. So no, you're gonna have to show me that video because I don't even know about it. But you can talk about it.
Yeah, I think it was what YouTube. It's like what YouTube resellers don't tell you or something. I forget what most resellers don't tell you. I forget exactly how the time is. But yeah, apparently like. A lot of the names that we look up to and been watching for forever, like all responded to it and stuff. That's really funny. Okay,
let's give a high five for Jen.
And Josh Galt says Zach Rios even got under tech skin. Well done, Zach. My head is off to him. LOL. That's really funny. Yeah, and actually, yeah, even Tech did like a reply video to that.
Oh wow.
We shouldn't talk too much, otherwise we can end up on the. It's like these two said something, and we'll be like, we don't even know what we're doing.
They'll never hear about it. But so that high five was for you, Jen. She said close to my sales goal for today. That is awesome. You get a major high five for that.
Yeah. Hey, that's so rocking. That's really cool.
That is good.
And I like that sales goals too. I mean,
yeah.
It's one thing if we get our listing goal done. If we get our sales goal done, that feels so great.
We have not hit our sales goal today, but the night is still young.
Yeah, that's really funny. And so Landshark Picker says, hey, Adam, that's cool. I tried using it on Primos, but I think I messed it up. That's really funny. Jerry Carey saying hi, Craig. And is Land Shark Picker, is that Craig? And welcome. I think we've seen you on here before, but welcome, Land Shark Picker. We've been actually watching your content too. It's super cool. I can't believe it's so weird for us that like, I mean, the reseller community isn't that huge as it is, but there are some names that
it is growing though. So, and yeah, it is fun as new people start to introduce themselves and come in.
It's super cool. But I mean, again, for so many of you, we're seeing it, you in our chat, like we watch so much of your content. It's been really helpful for us. And so, okay, so copied text trail. And then he said, what's up, Josh? That's cool. Bearded Picker, first I've heard of Zach. That's how much he means to me. Hey, Bearded Picker's here. That's so cool.
He was here earlier.
Yeah, I know he was here this morning, but Bearded, it's so great to see you, man. That's Craig is fake reseller. That's funny. That is so good. I love it. It's like too, it's good knowing the personalities behind the names too. Because otherwise it'd be like, well, that's a little like coming at a guy, Bearded Picker. It's like, oh, it's bearded. Okay, we're cool.
It's like, use that wrench. Oh, never mind. Yeah, everyone's cool. Everyone's cool.
Everybody be cool. Be cool. No, but Bearded's so great. I mean, Bearded, if you knew the mentor that raised me, you guys are probably like long lost siblings, man. And so it's so funny as I see you. He
mentions that a lot.
Yeah, as I see you, I get like flashbacks of like, oh, I mean, he always had my number on everything, and this is one of his
really good best friends. So he means this as a compliment.
Although he's from Kentucky, though, so it's probably not the same fight. If I keep mentioning that, Beard, it's going to be like, so here's the deal, dude. Like, if you mention Kentucky one more time, because he's out in Alabama. So that's really funny. So Scott normally gets paid to watch people's content. That's good.
It's not a bad gig.
Josh Galt, let's see, that crew that is on with Bearded Picker, Tom, Grumpy, John, Todd, and Steve, the OG crew, Crazy Hunter 2. That's cool. That's actually good to know that. Again, you know, we're still brand new to the scene. Like we're not anything, but we're just having a blast, like being a part of this community and learning and sharing what we do know. Again, we say what we do know in the context of what we do know has helped us and what is working, but it's not really anything of like, you know, we're not here to tell anybody what to do, because I think for both of us, we're firm believers that everybody has their own unique relationship to eBay. And so, you know, we don't want to recommend anything that ultimately is just not a good fit for others and how they're organized. But it is fun to share what is working for us. And then
I feel like if I had a relationship to eBay, it would be like the distant cousin that I've heard of, but I still don't really know.
Yeah. Like right now, it feels like that like wealthy cousin that you have that when you show up, they're like, by the way, wash the plastic forks.
They sometimes take
wash the plastic forks, and also, can you pay for the main entrees when we have like 30 people over?
And sometimes they'll take your calls, sometimes they won't. You know, it's you don't exactly know where you stand with them, but yeah.
That is
Still kind of know.
Yeah, but actually, and you know, again too, like we don't want to give eBay a bad rap because they've helped improve our life. Like even last year, and our tax professionals actually in this chat right now, but it's really funny that like we grew 25% last year. So like it's still growing for us.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, I think, it's just across the board, there's just people that are tired and there are visible challenges that just, you know, can't be ignored.
Yeah. It's part of the learning experience.
Josh Galt said, having a relationship with eBay is like being married to a narcissistic sociopath who earns a lot of money. Oh man, you know, that is like
that. So many comments are coming to my mind with that.
Yeah.
But I that is.
And so Bearded Picker, that's so funny. New resellers have a place. Bring fresh ideas. Don't discount yourself. OGs can get stuck in our ways. And that's Bearded. You're being a really nice mentor just by even saying that, because, and actually one of my favorite expressions that I picked up when I was a kid watching Home Improvement, Tim Allen show, with Wilson in it. And I think we mentioned it before, but I like the fact that he said, you know, if you discount yourself, the world won't raise your price. And, you know, on the flip side of that, though, you don't want to get cocky, because then you're just going to get beat up from the other direction. But it's definitely true, though, that, you know, don't discount your experience. Don't discount what you do bring to the table. But at the end of the day, like, we respect all of you so much that we don't want to come to you and be like, all right, step aside, everybody. Like, we're entering the room. It's like, we just want to make sure that we respect those that helped us to get to here. So
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
if we ever tried to pull that though, they would just laugh. They'd be like, "Oh, sweetie, I tried that like 5 years
oh yeah,
ago."
exactly. I know, it's like, hey
Like,
guys,
how
have you tried this?
cute.
Have you tried this? And I go, dude, you're about to get slammed. So that is so funny. I guess that's what I really appreciated growing up too, is that having a pop that was born in the 40s, grandpa that was born in the early 1900s. You couldn't last with a pretense around them because they've been through it all, they've seen it all, and it's just like, you know what? Hey, just chill out, man. Don't think that you're more than what you are, but also too, yeah, don't lose your dignity. It's a balance.
Landshark Picker says, "My relationship with eBay is a hate. Yeah, that does happen sometimes. I mean, it is. One of our friends, he was like, "Well, why
That's
do you
very
guys
funny.
why do you guys use eBay? Just like sell yourself." And I'm like, they are like the mom and dad that kind of sometimes keep the peace. There are times when we've had an issue with a seller or something, and it is sometimes kind of nice that eBay will have your back. And thankfully, in every situation, which is not many, they have been really cool with us. So
The side chat between I'm not gonna get
I know
into
it's kind of hard to
the side
keep up.
chat, the side thing between Mr. Sadie and Bearded. It's cracking me up. You guys are awesome. That is really funny. But let's see. Jerry Carey says, although I've never been married to one of those people. Yeah, that's really funny. Oh man, you guys are so great.
I know this is so entertaining for us. Like, not only is it encouraging for us because we do get to hear what you guys have accomplished to what's been working really well for you, but then also, yeah, we did get to join such a cool community of
Yeah.
people, and you guys all know each other for so long, so you guys have like this history that, like I said, I'm still trying to play catch up. Like, for instance, I don't know who Grumpy John is, and if that's really like
Oh, yeah.
the name that he goes by, because like I'm still learning all of them. When I see them, like
Oh,
it is kind of hard for me to keep them all strate.
this is really funny.
But I really hope he does go by Grumpy John, because that's an awesome name.
I've been liking the positive Tom in the so I think because when we started to come on the scene in our Perky Perkville, I don't know if it's because of us, but I think there's some kind of correlation. But then Tom on their group has been like extra positive as of lately, and it's been cracking me up.
Like, I had to keep it.
Which has an acquired taste. That's so cool. What up,
Grumpy
Craig?
John.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's just a cool name.
but that is absolutely hilarious. You guys, they're starting to like crack themselves up on the side chat. That's great. And
What up, Craig?
you have known. Oh, let's see. You have known Todd's hands for years. So actually, that's another thing I'm starting to learn. So silver hair, apparently, you're like the claw guy from Inspector Gadget, where all we ever see is your hand, which is great. I've never seen his face in a video. I don't know if it's ever shown.
Okay,
but
so I was wondering about that too. I was
Yeah.
like, how come you never see his face?
yeah, silver hair is the
Oh.
phantom of the reseller opera, apparently. So
Okay, I was genuinely curious about that. I'm glad we kind of addressed that.
that is they're starting to get loose in the chat. We better tighten it up. But Beard's going wild there for everything. But let's see, those second guys never show their faces. That's really funny. But
no, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
I do agree with Bearded Picker though. He said the other day that he's like, hey, you know what? We got enough people with Bearded in their name, like for resellers with Bearded. Yeah, I think we're in agreement there.
I think it does kind of lend to a certain personality trait or a certain type of person when that is part of it, because it at least helps me think of like just like one of those cool guys that just hangs out and like he's like, I got this, and I know what I'm looking for.
Although I asked Bearded Picker's advice for beard oil, and he still hasn't got back to me on that. So Bearded, if you could, please. I mean, I need all the help I can get. See how dry this is? It's terrible. It's like shark skin. But yeah, that's funny. Spam Banshee said he's the Banksy. That's funny. Hey, and Callie Debs made it.
Callie,
Oh
good to
man,
see
part of the
ya.
heart of the channel right there. Callie Debs, so wonderful to see you. How is it out in Burbank right now? It's pretty hot out here.
Yeah, it's
where
been
we're
a
at.
nice warm day.
We're like probably estimating around like 50 minutes away from Callie Debs.
Landshark's comment.
Oh, I think I'm gonna do a silver hair stacker exposed video.
That's
good.
awesome. That's hilarious.
But yeah, Callie Debs eating this afternoon. So we shared some of the positivity. Actually, one thing I didn't share that's really kind of cool for me. So I've been trying to work on my health a little bit because I usually sit at a desk like all day, and it's starting to.
It's just 9 hours a day. It's not that big.
Yeah, I'm starting to deteriorate, and like for my data analytics part of the job thing, we're working for the data analytics company. It's easy to sit down at a desk, and then before you know it, like hours later, you haven't moved a bit. So Ro actually picked me up one of those walking pads underneath
A desk walking pad.
Yeah. So a desk walking pad. So now I've been using it as I'm just working away at my desk. And so today I clocked 8 miles on that thing. And granted, while my feet feel like a bag of broken bone shards,
Because he didn't wear shoes. I told him to wear shoes. He did it barefoot.
it felt good barefoot. It's nice. It's nice. I haven't walked in so long, but so yeah, it's nice.
So he's proud of himself. He got his 8 miles in today.
I'm so stoked. Again, like tomorrow I will be eating ibuprofen like candy, but at least for now it feels
You'll
good.
be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are trying to be smarter about how we're working and make sure that we're getting in our physical exertion as much as we can too.
Yeah. And so Josh Scott said, how old are you, Doug? I'm late 30s. Should we do the actual age? I don't know. Is that weird?
You're late 30s. I'm early 40s.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm pretty much like right at 37 is kind of where I'm at. So let's see here. Spam Banshee, how are you in Primo this evening? That's awesome. We're in bed. Oh, I'm sure they're probably like,
I hope you are relaxing.
Like, wrap it up so you can go to sleep.
Well,
now.
especially because Primo gets up so early, and he Primo exhausts me by the time I even wake up just thinking about everything that he did.
Yeah, and so let's see here. So Landshark Picker, I guess, is he asking me? I guess probably since I've mentioned the desk job.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you are directing this to somebody else. My apologies, Landshark. But for what I do for work, I actually work with a company that deals with like home health and hospice medical data. And so, my whole world is making sure that patients are getting better, or at least for home health side and our hospice, that they kind of have they have a smooth landing. We'll put it that way. And so Kelly Debs at Spam Banshee it's still bright and sunny here. That's great. Yeah, it is. It's actually very bright and sunny today. No sun or rain on the forecast for this week so far. And so Mr. Sadie, I've been watching resellers on YouTube since 2011. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Beard Picker is one of only a couple that stood the test of time in my book. Yeah, we can see that actually with Bearded. We like his style of videos because he's he's bearded. He's just straight up. And he like, especially too, we've been watching a lot of his shorts where he kind of talks about little moments and experiences that he's got. And
I don't know if you missed it or not, but Bearded did share his beard oil. He says, I use the Gillette in the blue bottle.
Oh, I totally missed it. I'm glad you caught it.
Now you know.
Now I know. That's awesome.
Know the secrets.
There you go.
We're learning secrets to life, not just reselling.
That's right. To life. Beard management, absolutely a major win right there. So let's see here, just babies. Oh man, so it's funny too, because like a few have come on there before, and like we know so many people that are so much like younger than we're at right now. That it totally reminds me of that expression by Vince Scully, and I think I mentioned it on one of the previous one of these, but where he says it's just a moment in time between being in the All-Star game and being in the Old Timers game. And actually, and that was kind of what my dad would remind me of all the time too, because my dad had me in his 40s, and it was a good reminder that it's like, you know what, cherish every moment, because we're all in this together. It's good, no matter what age you're at, you can be through it before you know it. So just appreciate each other and keep it rolling.
Oh, and that was nice of Jen to say your work is super important.
Oh, it was super important.
Did you see Josh's comment? That's why you're so positive.
You face the alternative every day. Where actually,
true.
You do learn a lot about like gratitude and caring for people. It is very rewarding to know that like if you show up even on a bad day, it can make somebody else's day still better. Mm-hmm. That one thing can really change. I mean, it actually makes you really thick skin to like when like if somebody comes at you with a lot of negativity or whatever. One thing that does run through my mind very frequently is like, I know some of the really rough stuff that humanity can face. And at the end of the day, you go, you know what, this really isn't that big of a deal. And so like, if it's a big deal to you, I care.
Right.
But when
if
it comes down to it,
it's gonna make my day worse or something, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It's really just the perspective of saying, hey, you know what? Everything seems bad when it's like right here. Mm-hmm. But if you kind of take a step back, you do look at the whole scene of everything, it's like, you know what? I'm just grateful for what I got. And so we'll keep that rolling. And right now, I'm grateful for this crew today. I can't believe we got 20 people on
I know.
this late, and we're running long. We usually like to keep these things short, but you guys have just had so many cool comments. We've been running it longer.
Yeah, and Jen said, "Yep, time goes by fast." Callie said, "Believe me, you must cherish every moment with people," and that is absolutely true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most definitely. So that's one of the things too. It's like make gratitude the attitude. There's so many these like expressions that are easy throwaway expressions.
I don't know if I know that expression,
but
Make gratitude the
but it's
attitude,
really
okay.
true though. It's like, and
Yeah.
one of the biggest things, like especially through the pandemic, that made me really appreciate clinicians. Like we had a lot of phone calls where people are just that they're calling in just so they can have a good cry, and that really was something that provided perspective as well. Like seeing people at their absolute limit of exhaustion, and did you go like, hey, you're a precious commodity. We got to make sure we take good care of you and support you. So
And
we're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but it's really cool though.
Yeah.
Like you see that there was so much good that humanity was willing to do for each other during that time. So that was
I
nice.
did just see along these lines, and it's brief. I'll share it quickly. But I was watching this little video, and they went up to this guy on the street, and they were like, "If I were to offer you $500,000 to quit your job tomorrow, would you take it?" And the guy is like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, one caveat, one caveat. You would not wake up tomorrow morning. Would you still take it?" And the guy was like, "No." And so he was like, "So basically, your just waking up tomorrow is worth everything. $1 million, $500,000. There's nothing else better than that." And so he was like, "Appreciate your job, appreciate your life, appreciate that you get to wake up tomorrow morning." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a pretty good perspective."
Whoa, Silver Hair Stacker, 50-year high school reunion this summer. It gets real, my friends. Oh man, I hope you're gonna do some kind of like
That
video
would be
follow-up on
so
that.
cool.
That's wild. That's absolutely cool.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, I love it. So it's funny because like my dad, he had his teenage years like in the, I think it was just 60s because born in mid 40s. But so I just pick my dad's brain all the time, like what did a typical day look like, what
Yeah, you
what
still
was
do
life
that.
like and everything. It's so interesting. It's just makes you appreciate even how much times it changed. It's just wild.
Wow, and a 45-year reunion also for you. That is really cool because as summertime comes, you do kind of forget that there are a lot of
Look at all the positive expressions that are rolling, and that's right.
I know, but especially for me, I never really went to like a traditional high school, so I'm not going to have a reunion probably like ever. But for you guys, those are two milestones that are really cool, and the fact that you can go back and hopefully catch up with people that you haven't seen in years. I hope you guys have a blast this summer. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely awesome. So yeah, when it's good, we want, as we get together for these kind of things, it's about the practical wins for sure, but sometimes the win that you get is just gratitude for something. So
the win is not letting your bad days get you down.
Yeah.
Even if eBay is being a little rough on you today,
Yeah. No, and
you still have something to smile about.
And that's why too we're grateful for the community because what's funny too is like when we got started reselling, we didn't watch like any YouTube videos.
And we thought, we're like, is it just
couple.
us? Like, are we failing on something? And then it is kind of nice when the community lets you know, even like what we've recently heard from people, even just this week with changes with eBay to be prepared for. And it does, it helps when you're prepared before it happens to you.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of which, Josh Galt received that email that's going wild. I mean, we saw then Flipping Ain't Easy do a follow-up on it. And I think others are starting to discuss it now of,
so if and when it happens to us, we won't be traumatized.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so I think too, I did misunderstand it at first, that I thought that was just like they made the sale and then somebody was presented with the option of going for something that is cheaper. But I'm guessing that it's kind of one of those things where if they go to cancel, eBay's like, hey, we found a cheaper version of it. I'm still trying to gain context.
He had the option. He was the one that was told to cancel it.
I think
we're still confused.
Well, yeah, Josh, maybe if you're still here, if you could help clear that up for us. Like, did the buyer go to cancel
the video?
Yeah, I guess. Well, that probably saved all the trouble. But yeah, but the way I understood it at first was that the buyer was just purchasing it, but then while they're going through the checkout process, that eBay just goes, "Oh, actually, we found it at a cheaper price. You could choose this option." And so Josh can either meet that or cancel.
Already even paid for it.
Yeah, so that's why.
Anyways,
but that's why too. It might be Anyways, might be different.
Yeah, it's just
We're not
it's
going to
good
chase
to
that
know.
tail
Yeah.
right now. But anyways,
So thanks for sharing that experience though, because it
Yeah.
was very helpful.
it got conversation starting. Like
Yeah.
same thing with like the Zach Rios
Mhm.
video and everything. That like he was only got like 3,000 subs, but okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, Josh, good point. The buyer, and that's a good one to share with the group here. The buyer bought and canceled because they found a cheaper item. But what came first, the chicken or the egg? Yeah, and so that's one of those things too, where we're really seeing a lot of those that have many more years of experience. We're like sitting down taking notes of like, hey, here's the environment that eBay was, and so when they
Right.
talk about the time before we got on the scene, and then when you compare that to now, it's kind of interesting seeing the different perspectives starting to show up.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gesturing with this hand like all the time, and it's totally out frame. You can't even see. It's just like, yeah. So this is
But,
happening.
well, you need to
Oh, yeah,
understand.
yeah. Like the order, yeah. It's like the way to gesture over here, Doug. That's just super doing stuff for people. Let's see.
Yeah, it is. It's constantly keeping up on the new changes that eBay is constantly making. So yeah, it is a little rough.
Yeah. Well, and again, we don't have a massive complaint as we continue to grow, but we also though have to be real about the fact that there's clear front and center things that are causing a lot of distress.
Well, I'm just saying it's hard every time they change something, even when they change like their shipping policy or where something is on the screen. I'm like, no, I have to learn this again. So it's not necessarily bad changes. It's just, keeping up with all the updates.
And Josh actually just made another good point. Let's see really quick. I want to make sure we see Jen's comment. I don't like the new thing eBay is doing. Yeah. I mean, it's just been so many rapid fire changes. It's been difficult for a lot to keep up with. But so Josh Lag brought up a good point. He or she thinks it is a precursor to overpaid or overpriced alerts. Yeah, oh boy, if they start doing overpriced alerts on eBay, I mean, on the one hand, that might sharpen us all up on the true value of items. But what is the overprice relative to? Is it to some other guy that just goes, I've got this thing's worthless to me, so let me offer it for $5.
So and
it's
then
a $50 item.
For Josh's last comment, Amazon will send overpriced alerts and force you to lower your prices. Are they sending those alerts to the customer to let them know that something is lower, or are they sending it to you saying you've overpriced your item too much? Because I'm kind of curious about that. I'm not familiar with how Amazon does that.
See, even that's wild. I mean, what about all these little antique shops that are brick and mortar that are just out there sitting? They have items that they go, hey, this is worth this much to me, and this is what I feel comfortable paying for it.
Well, especially if you have kind of like a one of a kind of like you can pick how much you want to sell it for. It's the buyer that has to decide if they want to spend that amount.
Bearded picker, the value of an item is what market says it is, not some hippie in eBay. Yeah, that gets real tricky then when you're trying to establish a relative scale.
I wish I had pom-poms. I like that comment. I would totally be pom-pom.
I know that's where we need some of like the fancy stuff that some people have where it's like you can put fireworks on a comment or something.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We need Primo's horn. And like we talked about it, like we're never gonna do like sound effect stuff because we love that is Primo Chemo's thing. And so it's like we're gonna leave that to him, but it's like, is there any way that we could really celebrate a comment in a good way?
Biff Boffo's comment is really true. eBay suggested prices are so off base most of the time. Oh, yeah. They have their own overpriced alerts. Yeah, that is so accurate. When you see that suggested, I used to, when we first started, like I said, learning, I used to really base my price off of the suggested price, and I have learned that is so inaccurate.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, so we don't even pay attention to what that says in regards to the pricing. And well, what's nice too for us, we have such a consistent pattern of things now, especially for clothing, that we don't usually have to depend on an outside source for pricing for a lot of items. But
yeah,
that being said, you go through our items, there's a lot that we still need to clean up from older listings that we've done for sure.
That's
we're in the learning phase.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, again, we still make mistakes now, but it's just, I think we've at least started to get some traction there. And so Jen says not really the free market. And how do they know what we paid to get our items?
So true.
And markets fluctuate. So what's a challenge is that we freeze the price as a snapshot in time.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a little bit unfair of of eBay, knowing that we've got to maintain so many items
Mhm.
to then look at fluctuating prices and then say, okay, well, if something's on the rise or on the decline, who's to say that we feel comfortable selling it at that lower price?
Right.
Granted, I'm sure we'd all feel comfortable if it sold at a higher price, but yeah, that's a little bit
There
offside.
have been
There's like-
times when someone has paid for something that we were like, oh, actually, that's overpriced. And then we sent them a refund. There have been those times.
Hey, Silver Harris Decker got a sale. The same flipping ain't easy, right? When you show up here, we don't guarantee that you're going to get a sale. So that is a major bonus. Actually, it is so funny.
Major bonus.
One of the best things about all of this has been the puns on the major
Yeah.
name. Like that's a major bonus. That's a major win. That's actually really funny. You got Terpeak on my app. That is really funny. But yeah, so it's been good. Anyways, we ran this one a little bit long, but you guys are making a lot of great points.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having fun and making
we do
our
actually
evening so much more
take
entertaining.
notes about what you guys say, so that's really great. But let's see here. Was it like Super His Stacker? So yeah. So anyways, this evening for our wrapping up the night, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be focusing on. We got a little bit more sorting to do. And then we're going to be going in and trying to get a few more listings up. We've actually, so again, not this is show and tell, but we got a bunch of these vintage items, like this dress that we're trying
It's a cute little dress.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dress. It's crazy soft, really nice quality in person. But we got to do a little bit of cleaning up of that stuff and then get those items listed. So.
And we do need to celebrate Mr. Sadie's comment. It says, talk about being blessed. I'm fixing to be a great grandpa in 3 months.
Ooh.
That put it all into perspective for me. You get a high five for that?
Yeah.
I am so happy for you. I don't know if you want a boy or a girl, but as of right now, I'm hoping she's a girl. So
that's awesome.
That's really congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
In 3 months. Wow, that's like coming up real fast.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible, man. Now that is a major win for sure. But you guys are absolutely fantastic. If you are brand new here, we're trying to get in the habit of actually doing this. Everybody does it, so I guess we'll do it too. I don't know. But
I have no idea what you're about to
no,
say.
yeah. Just if you feel inclined, we'd love if you subscribe to our channel. We'd love to see you back here.
There we go. That's what you're gonna. Because I'm like, what are you gonna?
Yeah. No,
wait. What is it? Like and subscribe.
Smash that like button, like and subscribe. It's like we used to laugh at all those people doing it. It's like now you get like what the impetus is behind like doing
like
that.
what are some? Do you want good sales? Click the like button.
Yeah, I guess one of the things too that I think they're saying that like Mr. Beast does it. I don't know. We're not.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
We're not YouTube people. We don't know. But it's funny that
I feel like we have been watching Mr. Beast a lot lately.
Oh, maybe.
Why.
Oh, I
I
think
feel like he does.
I think it was James, the Great Reseller Life, that mentioned that Mr. Beast does it. So he's gonna start doing that. Like
Okay.
if there's anything in any of
We
our
have been
previous
watching a lot of
videos.
his videos.
Yeah, he says if there's anything in any of my previous videos that you enjoyed, please
Oh,
like do it.
that's good.
That's a slick move, man. That's
really
absolutely
good.
slick.
See,
But
man,
yeah.
we learned so much. Oh, it's a boy. Okay, well, I'm very happy for your boy too.
Yeah.
I just feel like girls we haven't had too many girls lately. So, congratulations on your great grandson.
So Josh God says you need a repeatable tagline, or we will find one for you. Oh man! All right, that's.
I'm almost like them being one.
Yeah. Oh no! It's like I don't know. That might be like it's like welcome to Perky Perkville.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. Yeah, be perky enough to say that.
That is
repeatedly.
funny. I'm the worst. Well, Bearded Picker, like I was watching your channel, I was just kind of chilling, sitting there, and I happened to glance down. Don't you have like 70,000? Don't you have like 70,000 people that are sub to your channel? At that point, like, dude, I'm not about resting on your laurels, but you got a few to rest on. Like that's incredible. It's like, yeah, and if you're the worst at asking for likes and subs, I mean, hey,
Perky.
it just shows how much your delightful personality is constantly shining through.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, it is definitely
Super
awkward.
haired, Perky. That's like, oh, sweet mercy. That's like we don't want to be the reseller equivalent of like Legally Blonde or something. Let's see here, Bearded Picker. I put a link to your channel on my ICQ page, so that's funny. That is questionable. All right, you guys, y'all are absolutely hilarious.
It's been great. I know I'm catching up on just a couple of the last
and
comments.
it's late night for a lot of these folks.
I know.
But, let's see here. What did your mom just say? Like she's trying to figure something out. Rose mom's asking her a bunch of questions, trying to figure something out. But yeah. So, anyways, we appreciate you guys a ton. You're absolute rock stars. Have a great rest of your night.
We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time. And we'll gather up where we're enjoying a cup of coffee together, and then hopefully saying what our goals for the day are. And tomorrow I have a lot of goals for tomorrow. So hopefully you guys can hold me accountable to them.
Mr. Sadie said, "Where's the pooch?" She ran out of energy. So
yeah, she chewed that little toy to bits, and now she's just exhausted.
It's amazing. She's actually surgical at this point, where she'll get one tooth and she'll rip a line down the thing, and it looks like it was
scary.
like a scalpel that cut the. It's super creepy. And she'll get the thing out and break the squeaker.
Leia, you want to say goodbye?
Leia,
come here. You want to say goodbye to everyone before we go? Come here.
She's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Come here. Come here.
Good girl.
Say goodbye to everyone. Say see you in the morning. We'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, go ahead and enjoy that Sunshine Cow Dibs. We actually are too. After this, we're going to go out. We're going to do a little date night tonight. So
yeah,
that'll be fun.
Just a little bit.
But we appreciate you guys so much. Honestly, you've been always generous with us. We appreciate you to the max, and we hope you have a major win tonight. That's for you, Josh. All right. Take care, you guys.
Tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody, as we take forever to end the stream.